Hello, good morning, or afternoon, or evening. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauryn.
And I'm Ian.
And this is our handstand bodyweight practice.
Add play today.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da, da, da.
We'll get started with a nice light warm-up. We'll get into some rolling, some extension for our T-spine before we go upside down into some handstands and more fun.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Let's go.
Come forward. We'll prepare our wrists forward first. So extending your hips, coming down so that hands are underneath your shoulders and knees are underneath your hips. For a second, root your fingers, well, for more than a second, root your fingers heavy into the floor. Feel the weight in your fingertips, but also through those first knuckles, so the knuckles of your hand. And then also into the butt or the bottom of your hand here too. Displace that weight around those parts versus just directly down through your wrist joint. Now from here, keep your head neutral or looking at the floor and try to shrug your shoulders up into your ears and then pull them down. Do it again, keeping your elbows straight, shrug your shoulders and pull them down. One or two more. As you do this, thinking that the only things moving here are the shoulder blades, not the head, neck, not the spine. Now stay here. Pack those shoulders down. Rotate your elbow pits forward or your blood donations forward. Now keep your elbows straight. Keep your fingers gripping and hide your elbow pits to the back. Rotate them forward and then rotate them back. One more time forward. Shift your weight a little bit more into your fingertips, shoulders coming over your wrists, and then push forward to come back off your hands, shaking that out. Just to warm up our ankles while we're here, untuck your toes so you're in your pointed feet, and could you gently sit back into a tall kneel position here. Maybe you feel a stretch through the top of your ankles, top of your quads, see what that's like. Then squeezing both your cheeks, extend your hips. This time, fists find the floor. You're coming down here, so your weight's mainly on your first two knuckles there. Again, pull your shoulders out of your ears, rotate your elbow pits forward, and then this time roll over the back of your hand, opening up your fingers. Placing the back of your hand towards the floor, and then use the back of the hand, push into the floor to close back up to your fist. Same thing other side. Roll over, opening up the hand, and then push the back of the hand into the floor, back to your fist, back to the first hand. This time, if you want a little extra stretch, try not to open your hand as you roll over. So keep your fingers closed tight and try to roll over the back of the hand. And then again, push the floor way back up. One more time, rolling over the back of the hand. Keeping the fist tight. Oh, these fingers like to escape. And then back to tall. Push back up off the floor. This time, tuck your toes like Ian's there. And sit back, feeling maybe some work and stretch through the bottom of your toes, your plantar fascia, your feet, your ankles, your quads. How does that feel? Squeeze both glutes, extend both hips, untuck your toes, and come on back down to this low sit. From here, shall we roll, Ian?
Mm-hmm.
Time to roll.
Great. Let's get on our back side then. On our back, with our hands out to the side like a T, let's bend one knee so the knee is stacked over the hip. Then at your availability, extend the knee. Keep the shoulders heavy. Let the leg start to pull you over. And they're at that tipping point, sweep those arms overhead, ending up on your front. With that same leg, bend the knee. Extend the hip, reaching towards the ceiling, cross the midline, and then return to your back. My hands kind of stayed in that overhead shape. So I'll switch and just bring them down to the T. I'll need a little bit more room here, I think. And I'll bring my knee towards over my hip. We'll straighten out the knee. The shoulders stay heavy for as safe long as they can. And then when that tipping point arrives, nice and slow, roll over. Then repeat, knee bend, hip extend, reach towards the ceiling, and rolling to the back. Reset those arms in the T shape and the legs straight. Now take one hand and point it to the ceiling and reach that shoulder blade away from the floor as you start your roll. And then with using the legs as little as allowed, flip over to your front. Now take that same arm and reach it out to the side like a T. Keep the armpit shoulder low, and then use that rotation to come back to the back side. One more time, other side. Other arm to ceiling. Reach and roll. And using the legs as little as necessary, roll over to your front side. And then with that hand out to the side, look at it, and nice and slow, incorporate the rotation to our back. Nice and slow here. Let's get back to Lauryn's all fours shape and try that same little shoulder blade bit, maybe from a hover position. And then we'll explore some of our bears.
Hands are gripping the floor again, right underneath your shoulders. Toes are tucked. Let's first just establish our hover position. So from here, we're going to brace our core, pull our shoulders down, push the floor away, and lift our knees. And hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then soft landing. This time what I'd like you to do, maybe that's hard enough, or we could add a little bit of that shoulder movement. We're going to go protraction, retraction though. So we'll be pulling our blades together. Practice it here. Blades pinch together. Then push the floor away. Blades pinch together. Push the floor away. Stay here if that's enough work for you. Noticing that my head's just along for the ride, but it's my blades doing the work. If you want a little bonus, hover your knees, same routine. Blades pinch together. Blades push away. Blades pinch together. Blades push away. 2 more. Pinch and press and pinch together. Press and then soft landing. Whew.
That is crazy on those arms. I want to roll one more time here, and then we'll get up to standing. This time, coordinate that. The left leg, in my case, is going to bend at the knee and the hip, and then straighten. And let that roll over, pulling yourself over to your front side. Now, if space allows, take that same side arm. So that was my left leg, other side arm. Reach it out to the side and look at it, and you're probably rolling in the same direction. Is that true?
Yeah.
Great. Then just switch and go knee bend, leg extend.
I'm still here, don't worry.
Let it roll over to your front side, and then the opposite arm combination out to the side, and reach and roll and go towards the back. And rest. Let's revisit that all fours position, and Lauryn will go in an I go, you go version here of practicing our T-spine extension. Our L spine is the stuff that is not touching the dowel. So Lauryn is moving through her L spine, anterior, posterior tucks. She'll find the place that's in the middle of those 2 ranges, being nice and strong here, standardizing that the chin is slightly tucked or looking between the hands. The work is to take the rib cage and pull it down to those hips, and then the sternum to try to reach and push forward to this wall. For about a 10-second interval, Lauryn's making sure that we're expressing movement through this part of our body while maintaining nice stability down low, and then relax. Repeat. Pack these shoulders, Lauryn's cues for those hands, beautiful lumbar stability or low back stability here. And then from the rib cage or that bra line, try to push your heart that way. Don't let your head lead, at least not right now. One more time for Lauryn here. Pack the shoulders. And as you play in our handstand, this T-spine place of ours is bound to get locked up or ropey or all those other words we know that can get in there. And applying that gentle stretch and strength will help that mobility and the endurance and the safety of your overhead practice. So I'm going to do that just once as well here.
Itchy eyeball. All right, all fours. So first, establish that low back. So tucking under a little bit so I could kick you in the stomach at any point. You have that brace. Not that way. There. Now, finding that low back position, chin's tucked, looking at the floor. We're thinking about lifting or extending our heart forward, but not just with our head, but driving those vertebrae through to the front for 3, 2, and then ease off, but don't go far. Re-engage your core if you need to. So brace, good, and then back to that, lighten this up a bit here. Yep, and then back to that extension here in that T-spine, and then gently relax. Recheck in, are you still tight to that dowel? And then one last time, extending the upper back. Yep, and then pushing that heart and chest through for 3, 2, and easy off. Whew, should be some work there.
This is my second workout of the day, and I think that was the hardest exercise I've done to this point. It doesn't have to be a big movement to feel like like it's gonna make a big difference, but get that T-spine moving. Ready?
Ready.
All right, what do we got? Oh, a little
Crawling.
elephant crawl, little elephant crawl. So let's get back down to the floor from standing. Either use your fold or your hinge. If you're down on the ground like me, just set up in a planks position here. So screw in hands, lengthen out. And now push the floor forward to take your tailbone towards the ceiling. From here, maybe you can move a little closer or further away that you're in this little A-frame, mountain peak, or inchworm. Down dog sufficient too.
Like hands closer to feet.
You got it. From here, I'm going to lift a hand and a foot on the opposite side, and then land toe ball heel, and then pull off the floor and lift and land together. And say hello to your hamstrings. Coordinate that it's the left hand, the right foot, the right hand, the left leg. And nice and control, keep walking around for maybe 20 more seconds. And if in your own space you've run out of room to go forward, stand up and switch it around. Or can you try to move yourself backwards? My strides personally are much smaller, not as proficient or confident in that. Ooh, and I find that gets the hamstrings extra sizzling on that one. So we'll come up using that hinge. And then stand up. Integrating some of our single leg work into today's practice as well. Standing on a single leg, bend both knees, place a leg out front, and then stand up. Think of your bum going down, not back. So as we go down in this squat, think about your heel and your hip and your shoulder staying in a nice straight line. And then stand up. Same thing. Keep your bum over top of the heel, just like Lauryn's showing, and stand up. And final one on that side for now. Knee over toe, and stand up. Bring that leg back. Same thing on the other side. So set it up with our little Jane Fondue here, the knee bend, straighten out the leg, and then stand up. And again, think of your bum going down over top of that heel, and then up. 2 more. Slow pace is awesome here. Towards the front with the bum down, and up. And final time here. Bum down over the heel. Ooh, balance, stand up tall, and pull under. Let's try that down dog shape one more time as you go from a planche or our planks shape into our 3-point position like a handstand entry. So in a planking position, pull the floor towards your feet. Ripple the floor underneath, as Lauryn says. Hopefully that turns on the abs. Then switch directions and push the hands forward, pushing your chest or heart towards your hips or knees. Then pull on the floor to get into that wrist extension position with stiff elbows, and then push the floor forward to lift to that 3-point down dog. In that 3-point down dog, as we pull ourselves forward, we're building that awareness that our hips stay level, the toe in the back can stay pointed, pull through. Last one here. Push the floor forward, point the toe in the back, pull forward to that planche position, and either through your fold or your hinge, but not the hybrid, stand up. And shake. Playing with our body weight, that kind of ticks off all those boxes, but really getting to play starts right about now. For 1 minute or less, what's up with your practice today? You can shoot us a comment in the chat, write a note in an archived video here. What's your favorite movement to play with, to train with, or to share with your partner or your friend somewhere else out there? Mine, I'm going to do a little bit of just a little handstand. You?
Good. Yep.
All right. For a minute, have a little fun. Let's go. Or just watch along, and I promise that I'm going to have fun here anyways.
Watch you don't kick the wall.
Watch we don't kick a wall or each other. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We got good. We're pros here. We got this. Nice. Okay. So Lauren's practicing her tripod kick up. Tuck in those shirts, wardrobes for the win. Nice. Oops. Nice kick up, Lauren. Right on. And again, how does your practice start to feel today? Nice, Lauren. Looking good. And just use this as a little temperature check, if you will. Nothing too much yet. I might have one more here. Last one.
Coming up on that minute here. Take your time, see what's up. Try not to go over, but come back with control. Whew. Whew.
And then shake that out. All right, we're gonna keep going on those squats and start playing with some of our favorite kick-up variations. And that'll be today's practice. So let's come back to that squat. Same thing, knee bend, leg out front, little sticky floor there, and stand up on the standing leg. Same thing, 3 repetitions, go low. But now could you inch that leg out front and try to go 1 millimeter lower? Keep the heel down and stand up. Knee towards over toe, bum stays over top of that foot. And could you inch that leg out forward just a little bit? And then up. And final time, knee over toe, get that dorsiflexion there, and up. Reset. Other side, same thing. Knees over toes, straighten the leg out front, stand up tall on the standing leg here. Same thing, knee bend, hip stays over top of that foot, maybe inch that out a little bit, and stand up tall. Same thing, keep your bum over top of your heel. Ooh, challenging balance here today. And up, and final one, bum over the heel, sitting forward, standing tall, and under. We worked on that I go, you go pattern just before as you were doing the stretch to the T-spine. We'll follow the same pattern here as we check off our fun ways to get into that handstand, starting with the tripod, then a little step into following that with our tuck.
Ooh.
Lauren's go first.
My favorite first.
And for us who are waiting, could we hang out in a squats position as we wait our turn?
What am I doing? Just kick-ups or am I trying to hold?
Kick-ups. Lauren loves celebrating those happy accidents.
They're not accidents anymore.
Where those moments where she gets inverted. But make this about that kick-up. Again, the thing that I try to copy Lauren in my handstands is the setup. She has those shoulders beautifully placed over the wrists, nice in control. And I know those toes are pointed. I couldn't see them on the camera. When I look up there, I know those toes are pointed. Pulling yourself right to the ceiling. Good.
That was both sets.
Awesome. Didn't even notice that because they're so
Both
indiscernible, which is awesome. So we'll do the same thing here, just working on the kick up. I elevate my shoulders.
Hey, you're not kicking up.
Ooh, that's right. I still elevate my shoulders.
Ian likes the step into. That's his preferred entry. So this kick up is a bit different for him. Making sure you're stacking those shoulders no matter what, over top of wrists, and then soft landing. Restack every time. Take the time to push the floor away stack over top, and then kick up. Alternate legs just for practice and symmetry, if you will.
Harder on that side.
It is harder to get power on the less used practice side. Try not to do things like this.
I need more practice on that kick up.
More practice.
Shake it out.
Good thing you're here.
Rest in between. Oh my goodness, little head rush here. Hope I can get down before I get forced down. And again, we're going to hang out in that squat, stretchy hips, as Lauryn then explores the step in. So in that step in, as I was cueing before, you want to elevate those shoulders or shrug. So when the hands connect to the floor, you're pushing down to go all the way up. Rest in between. Like seeing that leg switch there and down. Try to keep those knees so straight. Just like that, Lauryn. And again, the sun comes out when we're here at play. The sun likes to say hello today. Here we go. There you go.
One more each side.
One more each side. So finish on that good rep if you can. Hang out in that squat, building that endurance down here as well.
Kicking too much.
And just take some rest. Take a moment. Finish strong.
No, Lauryn. One more.
Take some rest. Finish strong.
I'd rather just not kick over in my last one. You go.
Yeah. Shake it out.
I go, you go.
I go, you go, you go, I go.
So the kick up again, stepping into it, but also remembering to push yourself out of it, pushing the floor away to stand all the way back up to tall. Yes. Pointing toes, all the usual, pushing the floor away, pointing toes, soft landings, and trying to land all the way back up to standing tall without thuds. No thuds.
Last one.
Nice.
Little cheat there.
And then soft down.
Cool. Before we do that next set of handstands and entries, how do those wrists feel? They feel like they're just getting going. Do they feel like they've had too much? Handstands, we need to take care of the most important joints in our body. For today, I'm going to say it's these wrists. It's obviously all of them, but take care, take stock, and if your body's saying that's enough, just watch and be inspired for the next time. So this again is one of the harder tucks that we do in our practice, harder entries that we practice here in our studio, and we'll call it our tuck. It sets up the same, but now both knees.
Oh, I have no ups.
Both feet trying to get up. There we go. So Lauryn's holding $1,000 bills between her hip flexor crease and her quad. Beautiful, Lauryn, right on. Finish when you still have that strength to get up. Nice. And last one here probably. Right on. And then the kick out of that is kind of nice. Ooh.
I wasn't supposed to
nice.
Extend up, but it was either that or fall over.
Yeah. So again, shake it out. My wires are all over the place today, so I'm sorry for the little continuous wardrobes here. But again, the tuck we said, Lauryn, didn't we?
Tuck, yeah.
Okay.
Side profile, side profile.
Side? I just don't want to kick you.
You won't kick me. Well, I'll move out of the way.
Okay.
Go. All right, pushing down. And again, before you enter that tuck, stack your shoulders over top of your wrists. What I said there right away was, whoa, I had no legs to jump. So you need that power, but not too much power. Just right, like Goldilocks. Just right.
My bum doesn't feel like it's getting over my shoulders.
I know. Something about gravity today. It's a little heavier or something.
It's a high gravity day.
High gravity day. Keep those $1,000 bills though, Ian.
Was that better though?
It was better. You were in a 90. You weren't really in a tuck. That's better.
Oh, those are hard. We'll continue to work on those.
Those are hard.
Let's shake it out. We're going to finish today's practice with just a little bit of rest. Let those arms recover.
Like just hanging like this?
Just hanging out. And whether you're hanging out, posting up on the bar just like Lauryn, or hanging out upside down for a challenge. Let's finish today's practice with a minute of something. What are you going to try to do for a minute, Lauren?
No, a handstand.
Great. Other ideas could be walking up the wall and working on that endurance in the handstand, or holding your planks position on the ground again for a minute.
Elephant curl.
Build up that strength, build up the endurance, have fun, play safe, stay strong. 1 minute of craziness. Here we go-ish. We got good space here, Lauren.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, that's what I mean. I should do something else. So I'm going to climb up that wall for 1 full minute.
Let's go right here.
We ready to go?
On
the 10, Lauren.
Okay.
On the 10, looking at that clock, analog clock on the wall. In 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Take your time. Build strength and endurance. Or check in for ideas on how to play with us the next time. Here I am facing the wall, pressing down to grow up. So I have my shoulder shrug intact. I might look at the wall to really work on my line, or where I'd look in my handstand is typically more between my hands. I love how quiet that is over there on Lauren, because it sounds like she's been up for a while. I don't want to jinx it. And we're just going to take our time. And if a minute doesn't feel good or safe or strong, rest. Rest. How long's that been there, Lauren?
In my head, it was 25 seconds. I was upside down.
It's amazing.
Right now for you, it's been 50 seconds.
So we're going to go 10 more seconds there. Push down to grow up. And then nice and control. Come down.
That doesn't sound controlled.
No, my usual dismount avenue was a nice, good finish. And then down.
Oh, the pommel was
Great. Yeah, my usual dismount
You gotta
avenue
be careful of
was
Figgy.
out of the way.
She's precious. She doesn't
I
like
know.
any breezes.
I know. So that's our short, quick workout for the Wednesday. Add play to any day of the week. Wednesdays, we record this and share by lunchtime. So have a great lunch. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you for more play sometime soon.
Or anytime in the archive.
Become a member, barsandbells.com/become a member. Help support your strength, our love of sharing this with you online. And we'll be back most anytime.
See
Bye-bye.
you soon.
See you. Nice handstands. I don't see them, but it sounded great.
Whoops, we're still here.
Ooh, crotch shot.